Robot. The word robot is derived from the Czech word robota, which means forced labor. It was first used in Karel Čapek's 1920 play Rossum's Universal Robots. In the play, robots were artificial beings created to serve humanity, but they eventually rebelled against their creators. Today, the term has evolved to refer to machines or devices designed to perform tasks autonomously, from industrial robots to household assistants. Salary. The word salary comes from the Latin word salarium, which referred to the payments made to Roman soldiers for the purchase of salt, an essential and valuable commodity at the time. Over time, the term evolved to refer to regular payments made to workers in exchange for their labor. Today, salary refers to a fixed, regular payment typically made on a monthly, usually for professional or office jobs. Panic. The word panic originates from the Greek god Pan, who was believed to cause sudden, irrational fear. According to myth, Pan's shrill, unexpected noise would terrify travelers, especially in isolated areas. This fear became known as panic, and over time, it came to describe any overwhelming and uncontrollable fear or anxiety. Today, we associate panic with sudden, intense reactions to danger or stress, which can spread rapidly among groups of people, often leading to irrational decisions and behavior. Cynic. The word cynic comes from the ancient Greek philosophers known as the Cynics, who believed that people were motivated solely by self-interest. They criticized social institutions, materialism, and superficial values, advocating for a life of simplicity and virtue. The term cynic eventually evolved to describe a person who is skeptical or distrustful of others' motives, often assuming that people act in self-serving ways rather than with noble intentions. Daisy. Often associated with purity and innocence found in meadows and gardens, where did the daisy get its name? Let's see what the meaning of the word daisy is. The word daisy comes from the Old English expression for day's eye, as it opens at dawn and closes at sunset following the movement of the sun. An innocent, pure, and elegant white day's eye. Sandwich. The sandwich, named after John Montagu, 4th Earl of Sandwich, originated in the 18th century. According to legend, the Earl, a passionate gambler, wanted his meat sandwiched between 2 slices of bread so as not to interrupt his game. This practical invention quickly caught on, and the sandwich quickly evolved from simple ham and cheese to many variations that have survived to this day. Mentor. The term mentor originates from Greek mythology. In Homer's epic The Odyssey, Mentor was a wise and trusted friend of Odysseus, who was entrusted with the care of Odysseus's son, Telemachus. Over time, the word mentor evolved to represent someone who offers guidance, wisdom, and support to help others grow and succeed. In modern times, mentors play a critical role in education, business, and personal development, helping individuals reach their potential by offering advice and sharing their experiences. Quarantine. The word quarantine comes from the Italian word quaranta, meaning 40. In the 14th century, ships arriving in Venice from plague-stricken areas were required to be isolated for 40 days before their passengers and cargo could disembark, in an effort to prevent the spread of the disease. Over time, quarantine came to refer to any period of isolation meant to prevent the spread of infectious diseases, and it has become a widely used term during pandemics and outbreaks. Cereal. The word cereal comes from the Roman goddess Ceres, the deity of agriculture and grain. The term initially referred to any food made from grain, especially the grains used to make porridge or bread. In the 19th century, the modern idea of breakfast cereal emerged with the invention of processed grain foods like cornflakes. Jumbo. The word jumbo is most commonly associated with large size and is derived from a famous circus elephant named Jumbo who lived in the 19th century. Jumbo was a huge elephant, renowned for his size and strength, and was a star attraction in P.T. Barnum's circus. His name became synonymous with anything large or oversized, and over time, jumbo entered the English language as a term used to describe things that are unusually large or extra large, from airplanes to food portions. Vaccine. The word vaccine comes from the Latin word vacca, meaning cow, because the first vaccine was developed using cowpox to protect against smallpox. Edward Jenner, an English physician, discovered in 1796 that cowpox could provide immunity to smallpox. This groundbreaking discovery laid the foundation for modern immunology, and the term vaccine has since been used to describe any biological preparation that provides immunity against diseases. Checkmate. The term checkmate comes from the Persian phrase Shah Mat, meaning the king is dead, in reference to the game of chess. It originated in ancient Persia, where the game was first played, and it signaled that the king had been trapped and could no longer escape. Over time, the phrase spread to other cultures and became a standard term in chess, representing the decisive move that ends the game. Today, checkmate signifies a situation where someone has been outsmarted or defeated, particularly in strategic contexts. Clue. The word clue originates from the Greek myth of Theseus and the Minotaur. Theseus used a ball of thread called a clue to find his way out of the labyrinth after defeating the Minotaur. Over time, the term evolved to mean a piece of evidence or information that helps solve a problem or mystery. Today, clue is commonly used in detective work, puzzles, and any situation where information is crucial for uncovering the truth or finding a solution. Serendipity. The word serendipity was coined by the writer Horace Walpole in 1754, inspired by the Persian fairy tale The Three Princes of Serendip, in which the princes made unexpected discoveries through their adventures. The term refers to the occurrence of events by chance in a happy or beneficial way. Today, serendipity is associated with lucky, unforeseen discoveries and happy accidents that lead to something positive. Candidate. The word candidate comes from the Latin word candidatus, meaning one who is wearing white. In ancient Rome, candidates for public office would wear white togas to signify their candidacy. This tradition was linked to the idea of being pure or untainted, and over time, the word evolved to mean anyone seeking an elected position or any person under consideration for a job, role, or position. Today, candidate can be used in various contexts, from politics to job interviews. Denim. The word denim comes from the French phrase serge de Nîmes, referring to a sturdy fabric from the town of Nîmes in France. Over time, serge de Nîmes was shortened to denim. The fabric became widely known for its durability and was used in workwear, especially during the 19th century gold rush in America. Denim's association with the American frontier and the rise of blue jeans cemented its place as a symbol of casual, durable clothing worldwide. Cliché. The word cliché comes from the French word for a printing term. In the early days of printing, a cliché was a metal plate used to reproduce text. Over time, it began to refer to overused phrases or ideas that had lost their original meaning due to repetition. Today, the term cliché describes any idea, phrase, or action that is overused to the point of being predictable and lacking originality, whether in writing, speech, or everyday life. Paparazzi. The word paparazzi comes from the character paparazzo, a photographer in Federico Fellini's 1960 film La Dolce Vita. The term has since become synonymous with intrusive or aggressive photographers who seek to capture candid, often controversial moments of celebrities and public figures. The paparazzi have been criticized for their relentless pursuit of privacy and for creating scandals by capturing moments when people are unaware or vulnerable. Disaster. The word disaster comes from the Latin dis, meaning bad, and astro, meaning star. The term originally referred to an unfavorable alignment of the stars, believed to cause misfortune. Over time, it evolved to describe any major misfortune, catastrophe, or calamity, especially those caused by natural forces such as earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes. Today, disaster is used to refer to any event that causes significant damage or hardship, whether natural or man-made. Malaria. The word malaria comes from the Italian mala aria, meaning bad air. In the past, it was believed that the disease was caused by the unhealthy air in marshy areas. Malaria is actually caused by a parasite transmitted through the bite of infected mosquitoes. Over time, the term malaria has become synonymous with the disease, which affects millions worldwide, particularly in tropical and subtropical regions. Jeans. The word jeans comes from the fabric used to make them, which originated in the French city of Genoa. The fabric, known as jean, was a durable twilled cotton, often used for trousers. In the 19th century, Levi Strauss and Jacob Davis popularized denim jeans by creating sturdy pants for gold miners. Jeans became a symbol of American culture and working-class attire, but they have since evolved into a global fashion staple, worn by people of all ages and backgrounds.